barbecue. Let's say grace. So we have a food review. We got a double quarter pounder with cheese, some french fries. You buy 4 chicken McNuggets, you get 1 for $1. We got barbecue sauce. Now we're going to say grace and give thanks. Such a wonderful day. I'd love to thank the Great Spirit for this wonderful meal. Wonderful day. Oh, amen. Hey, Moo Swan. We're munching out McDonald's, right? I got 4 chicken McNuggets. You buy them when you get 1 for $1. And I got a double quarter pounder meal. So we got french fries. McDonald's got lots of money, right? In Vegas? They put real flowers. They got vases and they put flowers on the table. Weird. And then they put, some of them have like, one has a Harley Davidson, one has an aquarium like a, to die for. Like a, you go to the casino, the McDonald's bathroom worth more than your apartment or something, right? So I'm hungry. Chicken McNuggets.
How have you gone through life and had any?
This time different people are working, so very nice to me.
Like people never fucking, they have success with things and that's how they decide to do what they do every day, It's like he will never ever be the guy to say, oh, I didn't know that. Never ever be like, that's on the yeah.
I don't know what we were talking about, Carlos, but we don't want no spammers. Hey, Scarlett.
It was $7.25 when I started working.
This one, I don't. Sometimes they have these really big playgrounds and stuff, right? You want to play it. When I was a kid, they had like the Hamburglar and like goblin, all kinds of different stuff, right?
I think versus big, just like having cigarettes. But God, those 4 times a day, all life is kind of like one big cigarette. Yeah, buying cigarettes. Yeah.
I'm kind of old. I don't really eat at McDonald's every day, but I have the McDonald's gene, believe it or not. Yum, yum. Hey, Sarah. Because Russia invaded the Ukraine, McDonald's said we're closing all the McDonald's in Russia. So the poor people of Russia, they cannot get no more McDonald's because the president is not a good person. No, I like putting French fries on my burgers. I like it when they have specials, right? Here they have like buy McDouble or McChicken or four nut, you get one for $1. I like it when they have 2 Big Macs for $6. It used to be $5, but now I don't care. $6? I love Big Macs, right? A double quarter pounder. Voila. Oh, we'll put some French fries on there. We got music, right? Rocking out.
It's Friday, right? Anything else?
Hey, Sean. Moo. We're munching out at McDonald's, right? Yum, yum. McDouble? Well, they have a thing, you buy one McDouble, you get one for free. Food is going up. You used to get things for $1, no more. A McDouble costs like $3. Before you used to get 2 for $3. Now you buy one, you get one for $1. Remember, you used to get a chicken sandwich for $1. Well, you might have a soda for $1. You should get like a large soda, I think, for $1 still. I'm not sure. If it's not on sale, it costs $3 or something per soda. You're working a lot? That's good. Dave, are you in here? We're right on him. We'll be back. Dave and Luna's Kitchen. We have a McDonald's cook-off tonight. With extra ketchup. So my stream died at the golf course. I pounded that robot 4 times, right? Before it died, one time I win, right? 2 times. The 3rd time, I hit the bottom and it rung around the bottom, like, did it twice. The last time, it hit it and it kind of swirled on the bottom too. But the first time, it was beautiful, right? The first time, I think it bounced twice, and ding. And the second time, bounced once. We want to hit it dead on, but that ring on the bottom was wonderful. Because it's a sound, and that's how you confirm it. You could see it, but when it goes ding, 4 times today. My best time is twice. Usually we hit it once. Twice, I'm excited. 4 times? Are you kidding me? We just need to practice. We almost hit it 5, but a couple times we just missed it. So that's my best on the golf course. Alright. Yeah, I hit the robot 4 times. It's really a bell. I call it a robot. And for some reason, I didn't eat very well this weekend. Right? It's like I ate 3 meals in 2 days. It's weird. So I think we need to eat 6 meals a day to make up for it. This is my 2nd meal, darn it. Yum, yum. I'm so happy. Right, Prince? What was this? Around the world in 80 days? What record was this on? We're gonna put barbecue sauce on it. Right? See how that tastes. Such a messy eater. So what kind of fast food do you guys like? You know, McDonald's tastes like McDonald's, Burger King tastes like Burger King, Jack, on and on. What kind of fast food do you like? Do you like, what is it called? Chick-fil-A? Are you into burgers or chicken? You got Carl Jr., In-N-Out. What else? Denny's not really fast food, so like fast food. You got Wendy's. What kind of fast food do you like? Hey, Herbie Rabbits. Hi. Jeffrey Perez. Good to see you. Where's today's food? Sonic. Sunny London says Wendy's. L. Tiger says Carl Jr.'s Wendy's. Oh, Burgerville. We don't have a Burgerville. We have a like a Frosty or Tasty Treats. They want $15 for a meal. No, I'm not paying it. Hardee's. We had one of those in Vegas. I never went, but yeah. Continental? Oh, I don't know that one. I love all the fast food, right? Because I got the fast food thing. But I think McDonald's, because when I was a kid, I would be so happy. I would just want to go to McDonald's. We really have Burger King too much. We had Jack in the Box where it was a Jack in the box, and you get to order to it. You talk to the Jack in the Box. They don't have it no more. But that was cool. I love In-N-Out burgers. Organic, vegan. Really? Fast food? Huh? Well, it's not hard to do. Let's just say you have a wife and a kid, and you go to McDonald's, Carl, you don't get anything on special, it's going to cost you $40. I went to Carl's Jr., I didn't get the 2 for $6 or $7 or whatever. Yeah, it was like $13, $14 for a meal.
You know, looking for a soda. We got spicy orange and juicy tea. That's it. The other thing is shakes and stuff.
I got a double pounder with cheese, a meal. So you get fries, a soda pop. I got Powerade. And then I got 4 pieces for around $3. You get one for $1. You buy one, you get one for $1. So you get 8 chicken McNuggets for $4. So after tax, it's like $15, $16 to round it off. The double pounder alone was like 11 or something.
I didn't hear that. You just said right now.
So that's average now.
We'll have a chicken Big Mac. No, I ain't no chicken Big Mac.
The dollar Whopper days, yeah. I think they have 2 for $6, but I don't know where Burger King is at. There's really no fast food around here. We have this McDonald's, we have a Jack in the Box, the Carl's Jr. on the other side of town. I didn't know why Santa Rosa doesn't have a whole lot of fast food. They have a Taco Bell, but I don't eat at Taco Bell anymore.
No regular meat. Alright, what kind of chicken patty? A chicken patty or a chicken patty? Crispy chicken
That's
patty?
right. And now that the war and all the, what is it called, sanctions, and it's all going to rub and trickle off on it. Gas is almost $6 now. Well, everything's going to go up. That I do not like? Only the ones that aren't nice to me. That's it. But I'd love to eat anything. I don't care what it is. I used to eat at Taco Bell when I lived in Vegas. Ate there a lot, but for some reason, I don't know if it's a hot time, it just runs right through me, so it's not very, like, in my best interest. And here, we have all kinds of Mexican food, taco trucks and stuff, so Taco Bell I don't think is real Mexican food. It's like a Americanized fast food thing. You know, it's got its own flavor, which is really good, but I don't think it's the best. Right? You have a multi-million-dollar corporation, and then you got moms and pops, and they're giving you real steak or whatever in their burritos. You know what I mean? Look it up. Yeah, Vegas was fun. My job didn't pay very much, so I didn't really get out much and do anything. But if you have money, of course it's going to be fun. And then the COVID hit, so they closed everything down. That's right, they got rid of Mexican pizza around maybe 2 years ago, give or take. Wouldn't eat it, but now that it's gone, you're like, oh, I want one of those, right? Yeah, I remember you having a big deal about Humboldt County because we've been paying $4.50 for gasoline for 10 years ago. It's different. Yeah. So now it's a little more because it's $1.50 more. It's like, so $5 is, if you round it off, other people pay $2, $3, $4, whatever. Up north, it's always been closer, above $4. So now it's like, I think on the Sound Road it's about $4.60 or $5.60. I'm sorry. Yeah, if it's $6 here, it's probably $7 over there. What is a Mexican pizza? Well, it's like, it's not a real pizza. They put the meat in between these, like, I don't know what it is, but it tastes pretty good. And then they put tomatoes and stuff on top of it. Yeah, like a tostada. Kind of like that. No, not like a pizza pocket. Like two tostadas, but a different kind of tortilla. And they put meat in it. I guess they put cheese on top of it and tomatoes and stuff. Oh, you like tostada or something? I like it because they play music here. We're gonna go home and wind it down. Oh, I'm so happy because I love McDonald's, right? And they're nice to me. Last time you see what happened, right? It took me half an hour to break my bike down. I don't want to leave outside. A little bit of kindness goes a long way, right? Actually, make the world different. Oh, you just googled it? Really good. But most people order tacos or burritos or whatever, chalupas, and the Mexican pizza wasn't too popular, right? But once they took it away, everyone's like, oh, yeah, we want one now. Hey, Sonny. Because they had a different flavor, like a whole different taste than other anything at Taco Bell. It tastes totally different, just because of the way they made whatever they put it on. It got its own flavor, really good. It was really good, yeah. Alright, well, we better get on it because we still got a little ways to go. I hit the robot 4 times today, can you believe it? That's my best. Oh, you're drinking Heineken? Wasted it. We're gonna go home. I think I have a couple. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna leave my junk here. Hopefully no one gets far because I'll hunt him down and I'll pretend to rush him. Oh, did I say Russian? I'm sorry, I meant to say American. I'm a little confused there. Alright. Well, it's good to eat, thank goodness. So we're just gonna waddle. Take my time. So I got a new rinky-dink toolbox. It's pretty good. I wanted the other one, but it was a promo and they sold out really quick. And you snooze, you lose. I was hoping maybe they would have them in stock for the same price. I thought it was a regular thing, but no. Kind of like a sale or a promo or something. But that's okay, we got this one. So at least we got something. Alright. Alright, that was a wonderful meal. So, beautiful review for McDonald's today. Thank you, guys. Oh, here we go again. Here, see, it's always the women that do that. We're not talking. Hey, thank you very much. Have a good night. Right, that's why I'm scared of Americans. I wonder how Russians act. Right, it's always the women that just like to grind on someone's ass. Right, I'm saying thank you. She said, oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I was hungry. Shit. Well, at least we made it. We didn't make it out the door, but we still fucking made it. The thing about it is, so you're gonna regulate, and that's gonna make the world a better place. Acting like the fucking bitches a bunch. I'm not camping out across the street, bitch. Well, I wanted to thank the guy, because the guy was so nice. You know what I mean? Whatever. It was wonderful. So we're still going to give it a good review. Here's a homeless, they take over the whole sidewalk, so I have to ride in the street. So they probably deal with a bunch of people all day because they camp right outside. But yeah. There are exceptions, right, bitch? Well, I thought you were one of them redneck girls. Didn't you tie your horse up back in the day? What is the problem? Right? The other guy's black, right? Blacks, Mexicans, whatever. We fucking have a fucking cow. go. Del Taco. That's a good one. I'm riding my bike, so it's hard for me to pick. Looks like the street is wet right here. It is. Why is that? It's a brand new road. It's just layered. Can you hear it? A little sticky. So you got a brand new street right in front of your business. They took the fence down. It's commercial. Job site's always clean. Looks like they're about to open. A little bit of work getting at this thing. Alright, we got it. Oh. I just call them how I see them. I don't know who's in my chat, Charlotte, whatever, but this blonde person always annoys me. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of that person. Never has anything positive. Just grinding on my ass. Non-stop. Not that she's in there bugging me, but every time it just annoys the fuck out of me. I think I'm gonna 86 her ass. We're not supposed to ban anyone. I want to do that. A little ha-ha there, Charlotte. Oh, you're whacking me up. I don't know if I can hold my stuff. I'm going to start rolling around on the ground. Oh, we got some cat food, these little varmints. Alright, so we're at the shine shack. I got a new toolbox. I'm gonna put all my loose screws in there and stuff. Right? Feed the cats. Oh, that was wonderful, McDonald's. Except for the one lady said, wait up. There's a guy right there. Not exactly, but the way I take it. Wing nut. Okay. Alright, let's just chill out. See, what is the cat doing? Where is the cat? Well, all is quiet here. I'm not sure. It seems like Rosie's doing anything. So my dumbass lost my selfie stick somewhere. I don't know what happened to it. Alright, well, it's got to be here somewhere. Alright. Bags. Alright, we'll have 1.5 beers, which is gonna have to do. Oh, hello, socks, kitty. Alright, the cat is hungry. We have to feed the cats. Alright, hold on, kitty. Look, I have a new square. Right, pretty cool. It's a triangle. They call it a square because it squares things off, but it's a triangle. Alright, kitty. I need no more bags. Alright, we'll use this bag. Alright, little kitty, hold on. Oh, hello, Spot. Are you hungry? We got some different cat food. This one is chicken fillet with gravy. So I don't know what it is. We try to get them a little different stuff. Well, that looks pretty good. Alright, Spot. That looked pretty good. Oh, what a mess. Okay. Alright, let's just chill out. I think I'm out of cigarettes, but I have some backup cigars right here. Alright. Alright, let's see. How's everyone doing tonight? Is it still snowing over there, Charlotte? Hey, Richard. How's it going? Oh, you got some more pictures of the sun with the ring or the moon? Yeah, you got some really good ones last time. You got more? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, hello, Spot. Spot is eating. Spot is hungry. I don't know if you could see the cat out there. Oh, you can see the cat. Well, the words are in the way. Oh, Spot. It's okay, Spot. You don't have to be scared. Alright, let's watch TV and relax. Hey, Cisco Kid. Oh, the moon. How cool. Right on. I really enjoy things like that. Right on. Oh, we watched The Predator. I said we got copyright. Alright, let's catch up with the news. I know it's depressing. But each day, the Ukraine holds on. It's a blessing.
That the Ukrainians are fighting back. Well, how much more, the Taiwanese are going to be in a similar situation? I would bet that after this settles down a little bit, or even sooner, the Congress is going to demand much more weaponry go to Taiwan to send a very clear message to China that if you think of following the Russian model, you're going to have
yeah,
a real big
because
fight.
you're letting the Russians do it.
While that fight may or may not be around the corner, China-US relations, already frayed on a number of fronts, are likely to be tested even
not good
further
relationships
as the crisis
between
in
China.
Ukraine intensifies.
Our thanks to Brent for that, and still to come, that powerful earthquake that rocked Japan. The images coming in.
Oh, an earthquake in Japan.
The death of Bob Saget. What it says coming up next.
Look, I got a new square.
At Batteries Plus,
Oh, kitty.
we power family road trips. We power bedtime stories.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed early. Drink these beers. I'm glad I don't have any more.
We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors build their homes.
So I got an American made in USA. Johnson.
Get power in-store, curbside, and batteriesplus.com.
And just this one tool, like, I watched this thing in the framer, and he will tell you exactly what all these numbers and everything for framing. So, I need to clue in on it, all this stuff.
Welcome back. We're tracking several headlines around the world. Dozens in Japan are injured after a 7.3 magnitude earthquake rocked the Asian nation.
Wow, a 7-point-something earthquake.
Shaking, and at one point, more than 2 million people were left in the dark because of the tremor. The earthquake happened
7.3, that's
which
pretty
is the
big
same
one.
region that was hit by a major quake followed by a tsunami in 2011.
Oh yeah,
The
tsunami.
president flew over the area of that devastating mudslide that killed 15 people in a remote town in the Andes. According to local officials, at least 8 people are still missing. However, another 8 people were able to be rescued unharmed from the rubble. A rare black rhinoceros was born in a Czech zoo. Poaching has reduced the number of the eastern black rhinos living in the wild to only some 800. In a sweet sign of solidarity, the zoo named the baby rhino Keith. To the latest now on Bob Saget's sudden death, a final police report is out with new details about his last hours. Here's ABC's Will.
The final police report on Bob Saget's death, detailing the last tragic moments of the beloved comedian's life. The Orange County, Florida Sheriff's Office releasing an incident report that determined Saget's fractured eye sockets, as well as a fracture at the base of his skull and bleeding around the brain, were likely caused by the 65-year-old falling. First striking something hard, then a soft surface, such as a fall onto a carpeted floor. The report revealed that Saget was found on the bed in his Orlando hotel suite. There was no blood present, but the medical examiner claimed Saget would have likely shown confusion, balance, and/or slurred speech had he not been alone.
You have what was probably the initial insult, a fracture to the base of the skull, and of course then all of this is further complicated by a fatal brain bleed, the accumulation of blood around the brain, which is not sustainable with life in this case.
Just hours before he died, the report claims, Saget showed no signs of injury or impairment, leading officials to conclude he likely died from a backwards fall in his room. Since Saget's death nearly 2 months ago while he was on a stand-up comedy tour, Saget's family has sought to...
I'm not sure what's going on. We could read it, but there's nothing on it. Oh, shit, I'm tired.
Rare when things like this
Alexa,
happen,
what time is
to
it?
respect that this is a human being.
Our thanks to Will Reed.
The time is 9:23 p.m. Enjoy your night.
Oh, thank you, Alexa. Yeah, can you see Spot out there? That was the light went off. Spot! Spot hungry. I think she likes that food. Oh. I'm a little exhausted running around. I got a new toolbox. I didn't get the one I wanted. So that one's going to cost me $50. But we got this one. This one was around $20. And it's basically just to put all your screws and whatever in it, you know. So I'm always collecting screws.
Who are you? You came to pick one girl.
So yeah, I like it.
You're here to win the prize. Let's meet the track. You wanna know? This is a to win the prize together. Or not at all. What kind of game are you trying to play?
Greatness has a price.
I'm too tired to put stuff in it right now. Oh.
Did anyone see us that night?
What happened, 78?
I'm telling you, more people are gonna die.
Worst people I know. God, it's brutal out here.
Spot. Socks was out there, but I don't know where Socks is. Oh.
Well, we all know there is nothing like getting pampered,
Tired.
relax, wind down, take a breath, and self-care is important for all ages, even the youngest among us. Jenny Johnson, with our partner station WXYZ, takes us on board a spa bus for kids, cruising through Michigan. It's tonight's Local Lowdown.
Everyone deserves to be pampered. That includes even the smallest in our community. What color are you gonna get? Purple. Is that your favorite color? Nice. And with the Sparkle Divine Spa Bus, kids can do just that.
Ah,
It would be awesome maybe to create
how
something
funny.
good for girls to come on and do a full spa day.
Jasmine
Aw.
Robinson is the owner of the Sparkle Divine Spa Bus, a mobile business that pampers children from head to toe.
There's a lot of stuff that, you know, young girls like to do. I also have a 2-year-old daughter who loves to get her nails done and her makeup and lip gloss. So, you know, I just thought that would be a great thing to do for girls.
From manicures to pedicures and face masks to snacks, Robinson's business helps every girl feel like a princess. Do you feel pretty? Like the prettiest girl in the world? Robinson's business has been up and running since May of 2021. But soon after she launched, she ran into some problems.
The bus broke down for about 3 months. It was stuck in a shop, but after they fixed it, I made a post on Facebook and it actually went viral.
That's how Metro Detroit mom Raina McGaffin came across Robinson's business. She says her daughter loves to get pampered.
My daughter loves dressing up and makeup, and all of her friends do, and tea parties. So it kind of brings that effect since, you know, they always want to be princesses.
But she said the biggest selling point was that Robinson's business comes to you, already set up and ready for a good time.
Which is very essential, and they do the cleanup, so everything's done for you.
Partygoers have up to 3 hours to enjoy the luxuries of the bus, including these mocktails. Here, it costs families $400 to rent the bus for a group of at least 8 people. Besides Manny and Petty's, the bus also offers activities like movie night, painting, and arts and crafts.
Whatever the girls request, I'm able to accommodate for them.
Well, that's really neat.
In those glasses, I'm not sure. All right, thanks to Jenny for that. That is our show for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. Have a great night.
Going to see a game, it's like I'm in a movie.
We're built for this. We're coming at you. Where did they go? Once run away, never return. You came all this way on the railroad?
Yeah. Like that, I know those papers. Hi there, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. It has now been 1 year since that series of shootings at Asian-owned spas in the Atlanta area that left 8 people dead, 6 of them Asian women. That
I've
attack
never
served
heard of
as a
that.
call to action for many to join Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders
Oh, wow.
demanding to stop the hate and the attacks that spiked during the pandemic. But in many cases, the hate has not abated, and in some cases,
Oh, people hate Asians because they blame the Chinese for the COVID.
For unity, we will highlight the problem in the hopes of eliminating possible solutions.
Hey, Rosie.
We talked with actor George Takei and a lawmaker about the hate that she says she's experienced in her own community.
Wow,
And we
see,
begin
that's how
with Juju
people
Chen,
act
who
or
traveled
react.
to Atlanta, where the grief and pain of the spa shootings came
Hey,
to a head
screenwriter.
1 year ago.
Good evening to you, Lindsay. It's hard to believe it's been 1 year since a lone gunman walked into 3 Asian-owned or operated spas and opened fire here in Georgia, killing 8 people. 6
It's
of
not.
them were Asian women. It was a galvanizing moment in the AAPI community, and I spent the last year keeping in touch with activists and family members,
Oh.
victims' families, as
Good, good. How are you?
they grieve and most of all try to find meaning
Yeah.
in this senseless loss.
Yeah, it was good. How was yours?
Peterson's mom, young AU, loved nurturing her plants.
Oh, wow.
Thrive and blossom.
Rosie walked for 10 miles.
She was just happy that we came through.
Donald Roach.
Her 39-year-old son now lives in her home, filled with her spirit.
Hey,
His
screenwriter.
has weighed heavy ever since she was murdered a year
Aw.
ago.
I couldn't get the day out of my head. And my mother was 63 before she passed away. And I want to remember her for those 63 years that she gave me, rather than this one day that he took her away.
An orphan in South Korea, she fell in love and married an African-American soldier. Her life full of struggle, determination, and love for her children and grandchildren.
My mother was a traditional Korean woman. She loved family. She loved to work. She loved to cook. She was a little silly at times, goofy. And I know that if she was here, she would have been angry.
Last March, Young A was one of 8 people shot and killed at 3 Asian-owned or operated spas, 30 miles apart in the Atlanta, Georgia area. 6
Oh, wow.
of the victims, Asian women. The horrific mass shooting captured the attention of the nation, already reeling from a string of seemingly endless attacks against AAPI Americans. The killer's last location, aromatherapy, where Young A worked at the front door, greeting customers and
Oh, I've
monitoring security.
never heard of this.
She was the last and only one killed at the spa that she was at. And she was shot one time in the face. She opened the door and he shot her, you know. My mother probably would have answered the door with a smile.
She would have seen his
She
humanity.
would have seen him for a person. and he didn't allow none of these people to express their humanity to him.
Shortly after he was arrested, the suspect told Cherokee
Oh,
County
they got
sheriffs that his murders weren't motivated by race, but sex addiction, and that he was just, quote, having a bad day.
He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
To me, it really was hurtful that they humanized the perpetrator.
Oh, wow.
Before they identified these 8 victims, before they humanized and told their stories, he got the benefit of the doubt when these victims did not. They were persecuted, they were negatively judged, they were stigmatized.
Thousands protested, demanding justice. Like Atlanta-based voting rights
Why? What happened to
activist
him?
Cam Ashley.
Why was that mass shooting such a galvanizing moment for the Asian American community?
It's horrific in how it was done. And we've been having problems, so it was just like the tipping point. We're pissed off, and we nationally rally to stop Asian hate.
We're not going to take it anymore.
We're not going to take it anymore. You know, it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable in America.
Last year, despite data that found a 261% increase in reports of alleged hate crimes against people of Asian descent in major cities,
It's popular in the Bay.
charged as such. Cam, a Vietnam War refugee, believes the Atlanta murders revealed to others that racism against the AAPI community exists.
Well, they see Asians as weak, especially the women. So, snatch and grab the purses. Usually it's African Americans
And on top of
who
that,
do it in the Bay.
addiction towards Asian women. I mean, that's a race situation. Like, how can you not say that this is a hate crime?
Why do you think so many of the victims remain invisible to, in many cases, to law enforcement, to reporters who have trouble bringing their stories to light?
Asian people are not into, let's all shine, national media on my tragedy. Okay, we don't want our suffering and our tragedy on video forever. They don't trust law enforcement. They don't trust the media right now.
And yet the national spotlight helped galvanize activists and awakened allies to rally in solidarity, which inspired...
We have a really big, popular Asian community here in America. You might think Hispanics.
We experienced what it was like to be
all different kinds of
recognized as
Asians.
Black. But we've also were recognized as being not fully Korean or not always embraced. And my mother made sure that we didn't have to decide that it wasn't one or the other, that we were both.
I know firsthand that the Korean American community can be very insular, frankly, at times prejudiced. But your mother would not sit with any of that.
She would not. Like say,
she wouldn't put up with any racism.
She wouldn't. She would be around her friends, and if they say things negative about Black people, she would correct them, and she wouldn't tolerate it. And I think I learned the same thing.
Once covered in flowers and words of comfort, today some of the spas stand empty with different names. But the horror of what happened can never be erased.
I've been told that one day I will be able to look at her picture and smile again. Because right now, all I do is cry, or I try to avoid looking at the picture. One day I will be able to drive by certain places and not feel a sense of loss.
He should be able to,
when people lose family members,
whoever shot his mom, I think he should have the right to shoot him or
you didn't have that
whatever, do
privilege
worse.
of saying goodbye. What would you say to your mom?
I'll just tell her that she knows I love her, and I'll make sure that I dedicate the rest of my life for people like her and people like me. But I'll work towards it every day, and I'll make sure that I'll make her proud.
Striving to do his best in memory of his mother. Our thanks to Juju Chang for that powerful report. In the years since that attack, in some of America's largest cities, hate crimes have surged. A reminder that there is still a lot of work ahead. Dion Lim from our ABC station in San Francisco, KGO, brings us this in-depth report.
From New York City.
Oh, that was New York. It's only because,
to the San Francisco
Asian women can't do much. So it's like easy target, easy, just to pick on the weak.
Still feel under attack.
We are tired, so tired of living in fear.
The graphic
Well, you're gonna have to carry some weapons like Americans.
Just this week, a woman in New York beaten 125 times, and all caught on camera. A recent study found nationally assaults against Asians went up a staggering 260% between 2020 and 2021.
That's a lot.
The NYPD alone.
A lot must have to do with the COVID.
Increase in incidents among the boroughs.
So we're seeing an increase
Among
in violence,
the women.
increase in serial attacks, and we're seeing a brazen face of this. This is a problem of historic proportions with regard to targeting of Asian Americans.
Countless stories nationwide of Asians on the receiving end of verbal and physical assaults since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, simply because of their ethnicity.
Asian piece of
Oh my God. Go back to whatever Asian country you belong in.
These are just some of the gruesome reminders a woman has from last Sunday night.
See, when people act like that, I'd be like, you know what? You go back to wherever the fuck it is you came from. This ain't your land. This is all stolen land. Yeah. You never honored your treaties. You never had any kind of dignity or respect. Pretty much worse than the Russians, because you glorified it in the name of the God. Which the Russians aren't doing that, so you gotta give them that much. Yeah. What makes you so fucking special?
A symbol associated with bravery and courage. And long after the pomp and celebration of the largest Lunar New Year parade outside of Asia, a community that is still suffering.
You need a wall. You have no clue.
To carry on, as many say their grievances.
We need a wall. We don't want. We need one.
What's it feel like being back?
I feel like I'm reliving the whole thing.
You need a wall.
Re-experiencing the whole thing, being re-traumatized.
It's just wonderful.
And it's not a good feeling.
69-year-old Anh Lei takes us to the place where he was beaten with a bat and verbally assaulted in broad daylight by a boy and his father.
He suddenly started hitting me very hard, repeatedly, brutally.
You're gonna have to carry weapons. Asians usually aren't very violent. You know, Africans can be very violent.
Also brutally attacked in broad daylight, kicked out of a seated walker while waiting for a city bus to show up. Liao needed 7 stitches and suffered brain bleeding that
But it looked like an Asian did it.
to his head to make a full recovery. He alleges San Francisco's DA did not properly communicate with him after filing charges against his attacker.
Oh well, San Francisco. Too lenient.
Liao and Lei are not alone. There's been an alarming surge of xenophobic attacks against Asian Americans in the Bay Area and across the country.
See, the
San
Bay
Francisco
Area,
police
especially.
report a whopping 567% increase of hate crimes against
Almost
Asians in the
600%.
past year.
Because they target, the blacks target Asians.
Arrest to hold perpetrators.
They do.
Community leader Russell Jung says
I need to
it's
dress up like Chinese and paint my eyes or some shit and then just like go somewhere where, yeah, no one can save you.
China flu. The China virus, the plague from China, we have to be accurate. Sadly, the hate continues. I think.
Oh yeah, Trump really pushed that. The
hate's been
plague came from China.
President Trump's rhetoric sort of opened Pandora's box that it's okay to mock and then to attack Asians.
It's been more than a year since Trump left office, and yet the number of attacks only continue to escalate.
Even when the president was leaving office, the stereotypes and the language that was used remained within the socio-political discourse. The template was already laid out on various strata of social media and in certain reservoirs of grievance that become cultural, not just political.
Many victims of these assaults remain afraid to speak out.
What are the reasons for the underreporting or being afraid to?
If you can't speak English, you can't report in English. If people are just getting yelled at, if people are getting spat upon, what can police do? They don't report. Just because
there's no mechanism to hold people accountable.
John's nonprofit
You don't have to carry some weapons.
is working to effectively address anti-Asian racism in the United States.
Right.
Their online reporting center has tracked more than 10,000 hate incidents in an 18-month period. An eye-popping number that could be even higher and has celebrities demanding action and pushing for change.
We are united and we are waking up.
I want us to get back to where everyone feels safe and the walls of racism are broken down.
For those victims who find the courage to speak out in this Year of the Tiger, a resolve to turn their pain into purpose.
What do you hope will come out of you sharing your story?
We as Asian Americans have too long.
Most part, I feel safe in an Asian neighborhood.
There will be some
If I was in an African American neighborhood, I would be I would be paying a lot of attention and expecting it, not waiting for, but expecting it.
Thank you for having me. So you were born and raised in Queens, and Queens is where we've seen some of the worst hate crimes toward Asian Americans in New York City. 4 Asian New Yorkers
Queens,
died
wow.
in recent months after being attacked. In the year after that Olympic spa shooting, while we've seen more people speaking up about what's happening, why, in your view, have the attacks continued to surge?
It's easy to hate, huh?
This is really what we're seeing is a skyrocketing number of incidents in recent years. We had about 2 years ago.
The former president did really not help because he said, oh, the China virus, the China plague, the China, it's all the Asians' fault. Right? And I guess a lot of people really, worship him, and whatever he says, they take it to heart.
And we are waiting for it to be implemented.
Hi, Mama Kitty.
But that is only part of the solution. The solution has to be a multi-pronged solution. It has to include,
I thought it was Mother Nature, right? So let's just say you're born Chinese, let's say you're born in out, it's Mother Nature. You have no choice where it's born, right? Same thing if it's a disease, if it's Mother Nature's disease, it doesn't matter.
And we've been seeing these countless traumatic videos. We saw one just this
I
week
think
of
it's
an Asian
man-made.
woman being hit 125 times there in Yonkers. What goes through your mind when you see this?
I just feel so frustrated.
Right, the president, you think he would be more educated because he got all the money in the world, but he said, no, it's all the Chinese fault. They did it. Well,
who buy groceries for their
is there something behind closed doors that we don't exactly
And so
know?
people are really terrified.
Maybe you know, right?
And you rallied with your colleagues on the Capitol steps today to honor the victims of the Atlanta spa shooting. You also met with the president and vice president last week to talk about the surge in violence against Asian Americans. How can you use your platform in Congress to try to help your community stop the hate?
We have worked on legislation, the Hate Crimes Act, which will make it easier for people to...
Where did AIDS come from? Did it start in America? So what, the rest of the world should, attack Americans?
And to make sure that law enforcement can have the tools to more effectively investigate these hate crimes. And we are seeing that trickle down to our local communities slowly, but of course we're anxious for that to happen more quickly.
And so many of these attacks, as you well know, have been directed toward Asian women. We've heard that right now many Asian women feel scared to go out at night, scared to take the subway. What are Asian women like yourself going through in this moment?
Well, I really try to never be outside by myself anymore. It's not something that I was scared of in years past. But on a legislative level also, we are working in the long term. What we believe is important to increase education. For too long, including my entire child and adulthood growing up, and I was born and raised in New York.
I think, you're going to have to carry weapons like in the shit kicker days. It's the only way to be real safe.
English. And so we want to increase education about Asian Americans and their contributions to this country to remind people that Asians are just as American as anyone else.
And you talk about that perpetual foreignness. Just in an op-ed this morning in USA Today, we wrote, for too long, Asians have been viewed as invisible and are often seen as foreigners, but we are American too. You represent perhaps the most diverse place in America. Hundreds of languages are spoken in Queens. How does this inspire you every day to keep going?
Well, what inspires me is that I see so many diverse stories of people from the Asian American community coming together. We have a long way to go, obviously, but I believe we've made a lot of strides just in this past year or two. Government at all levels have increased funding to Asian American organizations. At the city, state, and federal level, and that's money that has long been disproportionately not allocated to our community. So we're making up for lost time as well. And I'm incredibly grateful for so many people beyond the Asian American community who have stepped up and said out loud that they're going to do everything they can to help us combat this bigotry.
Representative Grace Meng, we thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you talking with me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And still ahead, our conversation with Hollywood actor and activist George Takei about a dark chapter of America's history.
You know, that's human nature. You don't see a whole lot of white people attacking Asians. It's usually blacks. Because they have something where, you know, it's easier to prey upon the weak. It's a big problem here in San Francisco. They said the crime went up 600 goddamn %.
Consider yourselves under new management. You're kidding, right?
San Francisco's Asian. We have Asian newscasters 10 years ago. Now LA might have an Asian newscaster.
I'm going to be anonymous. What's your main theme? Absent father, poor boy, always a rich girl. You go and stare up at the building and read.
See me at Julio down by the schoolyard. There's food you can cook in a microwave.
4 years ago when I went to San, oh, well, it was longer. It was 10 years ago. Went through the Bay, met some really nice flip Asian person, right?
12-hour marinated chicken. Worth it.
Left them with my truck, pounds of pot, like all kinds of shit, right?
To us,
never worried about a fucking thing.
Food worth eating.
Try that in Oakland.
Stoking the flame since 1969. Platforms.
This is American history. A violent white mob, a brutal attack. 300 black Americans killed.
All my tools.
Right here in America. Now it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth. The gripping story brought to light in a new podcast on ABC News. Available now.
That's why we have stereotypes.
Or your favorite podcast.
Believe it or not.
To get a better understanding, along with some historical perspectives surrounding this moment, we wanted to talk with someone who's experienced the darkness firsthand. George Takei went from being in an internment camp as a child to a star Hollywood actor. I recently talked with him about his life.
Well, I guess it was a big deal because this guy killed like a bunch of Asians at 3 different Asian, you know, businesses.
The spa shooting that we saw in Atlanta. And I'm just curious.
Atlanta, which is predominantly black.
Seeing this uptick in this
So,
Asian American hate.
the thing about LA is I don't really see a whole lot of black against Asians. You know, it's more blacks against Mexicans. Or Mexicans against blacks.
It was a racist labeling done irresponsibly, recklessly by a president of the United States. But throughout our history, we've had the failure of political leadership that resulted in enormous suffering by Asian Americans.
Do you feel that people are
I guess, you know,
being allies
with this virus and thing, people take it to heart, and it's always easier to blame someone and, you know, take your hate out upon others, especially if you think they don't belong here and they're not American.
And banging on the door. This is still a little known story of American history. We were forced out of our home on Garnet Street in Los Angeles, taken from a 2-bedroom home, first to the stables, horse stables, of Santa Anita Racetrack, because the camps were being built.
Oh, this was the war.
This was because
Japanese.
of another president of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
They're blaming Trump because of his rhetoric.
Who said to America, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. But when Pearl Harbor was bombed, that was a sneak attack. He became fearful.
Yeah,
and
sneak
signed
attack.
Executive Order 9066.
But they attacked our military, right? The Japanese attacked our military
As well as the Yahoos, who
when we had a retribution. We killed all the women and children. No different than Russia, right? With the nuclear bomb.
in America, and someday aspiring to become
So,
naturalized citizens.
Americans, of course, are going to say they're terrorists, and
The
then
United States could aspire to
I think the biggest act in history, world history of terrorism, was what we did to the Japanese people.
because of their race. And so
No different how the Russians think.
the Asian immigrants stepped on the soil of the United States. The kind of
Hey, JR.
and discrimination that we are still experiencing today.
Right?
Began.
That's not a war crime? Wasn't the military?
talk about that, the idea of perpetual
Right? So what's the fucking difference?
ideas and if
You can do it, they can't do it. Oh. Well, it's getting late. It's around 10 o'clock. Let's see if we can watch a movie or something. I'm tired. Alright, we'll watch this. So, I'm gonna drink this beer and go to sleep. I'm tired.
Still along the pit cut into the stone. Now when we start, we're going to start real slow because this is not a flat surface and we don't want the drill to wander all over the place. And I want to line it up right there in the center of the hole. Now I want to go very slow in the beginning, so I'm just going to turn it on. You see how it wanders off? Be careful. Work it to a straight shot. Just like that. Now I'm ready to start drilling. Try it? Sure. All right. How deep in do I go? You're going to go in probably 1.5 inches. All right. Hold on to it nice and tight. All right. Pull it right out. Leave it on. There you go. All right. Now you want to start this hole or you want me to do it? I'll take a shot at it. Okay, now don't go too fast and pump the trigger because it's going to want to wander because we don't have a flat surface. Gotcha. Move the handle up higher so we come down on the right side. There you go. Come down. Go ahead, leave it on. Go ahead. Come back. Go in again. Or turn it on. Alright, now we can drill. Good job. Okay, here's the anchor. You want to slide it in a hole and then tap it with a hammer. Okay? Snug it up. There you go. Okay, and I'll get this side.
Look at
over
this old
here.
hammer. They're hanging mirrors on a mantle.
Blackbird,
Yeah.
is your Alexa working?
Yes.
Just drive it in.
Alexa, how was your day?
Leave about 3/4 of an inch sticking out.
It was really rude. Oops.
That's good.
Meant to say really good.
Screw him on.
Guess I've been trying out
All
too
right,
many
ready?
tongue twisters today.
Pick it up.
Huh? She said my day's been really rude. Whoops. I meant good. She got a tongue twister.
Up we go. Let's get it on the screw. This is the tricky part.
And those little things are going to hold that mirror. Wow.
All right, what do you think?
I think it looks great. I
It
think
looks wonderful.
completes the great room.
It does look nice up there. Well, now you know how to do it. You can hang your next mirror on the stone wall.
I do indeed, and thank you for teaching me.
My pleasure.
Next time, ask this old house. What's the latest buzz in the backyard? Setting up honeybee hives, and I'll show you how. Look at that.
Wow.
I'm gonna make this kitchen a whole lot brighter without adding any wiring.
Wow, Scott, this looks great. And it's a green cylinder with a lot of holes. What is it?
This is actually pretty cool. This is a bird washer.
What? Get out of here.
Drive-through bird washer.
Just cheers. I got a dono. I didn't hear it. My widget went off the thing. So I don't know how to put it back. Somehow it disappeared. So usually the widget has a square and I can put the square on the phone. This time the square, it went off the phone. And I tried to bring it back, but I couldn't do it, so I just didn't do it. So I don't know who donated, but thank you.
Okay. Stone dust is your setting bed. It's much thinner, so you just put down a fine layer and you pay the
So I probably don't want to dono because I don't know how to figure it out, so I can't hear or figure it out until after.
I see down the end of this board there's a crack or a split right at the end. So the reason that happens is when you're driving a nail to the end of a board like that, the tip of the nail is actually tapered or wedged. So it's like when you're trying to split wood. You can actually drive a wedge through it and separates it. So by simply taking the nail and laying the head on top of a nail that you've set and flattening it, making it blunt. So now when you drive that nail through the wood at the end, there's less chance of you splitting. There's more chance of you driving that little piece of wood through the wood to make room for the nail.
Today, on Ask This Old House. What's the latest buzz in the backyard? Setting up honeybee hives, and I'll show you how.
Wow.
I'm gonna make this kitchen a whole lot brighter without adding any wiring.
Wow, Scott, this looks great. What an improvement. And it's a green cylinder with a lot of holes. What is it?
This is actually pretty cool. This is a bird washer. Drive-through bird washer.
That's next on Ask This Old House.
It's amazing. He's talking about motorcycles.
Oh, Richard, thank you so much. I'm sorry. The widget, it disappeared.
You deserve to sight.
Right on. Thank you, Richard. Cheers.
You deserve to sight.
I don't know how to do it because,
You deserve to sight. You deserve to sight.
so I tried to fix it, but it didn't work. So I don't know if there's a media. I'm not sure how to do it.
Transformation. Acidic bonding concentrate. 56%
Right on.
less
Thank you,
breakage,
Richard.
82% less visible split ends. 11 times smoother hair. Acidic bonding concentrate from Redken.
Who said you have to starve yourself to lose weight?
Who said you can't do dinner?
Who said only this is good and this is bad? I'm doing it my way.
Meet Plenity, an FDA-cleared, clinically proven weight management aid for adults with a BMI of 25 to 40 when combined with diet and exercise. Plenity is not a drug. It's made from naturally derived building blocks and helps you feel fuller and eat less. It is a prescription-only treatment and is not for pregnant women or people allergic to its ingredients. Talk to your doctor or visit myplenity.com to learn more.
At Hilton, let's jump into memories best celebrated together. Where time away means us time. And a goodnight kiss. Where reunions become incredible nights. Where breakfast is the sweetest part of the day. Let's jump into new memories. Book now at Hilton.com. To new memories, Hilton, and our family of brands.
Why is Ice T in a speed walking crew?
It's probably the heart-shaped thing at Cheerios. He found out they can help lower cholesterol. Now he's taking care of his heart in fun new ways.
Speedy T, heart formation.
Get moving. They're only here for a limited time.
Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor, and welcome back to Ask This Old House. If you've got a question about your house, we'd love to hear from you. So send us an email or a tweet. Hey, good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Kevin.
Oh, look at you, man, in the Twitterverse right there, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what I'm doing? I'm trying to do the show. You guys would...
Well, maybe you should get something going there.
Richard, what are you doing?
I'm tweeting away 140 characters at a time.
We like 140 followers.
No. We got plenty of more than that.
Roger, please. Some real work out of you today?
Real work.
Nice.
I am working with a beekeeper to set up a beehive at a homeowner's house.
Bees?
Bees.
Don't you worry about getting stung?
I worry about pets and kids.
Honeybees, for the most part, are docile. Don't get me wrong. You mess with them, they'll mess with you. But this beekeeper has them out in the country, hives in suburbia, even on the top of high-rise hotels in Boston. Noah, we are on the roof of one of Boston's luxury hotels, 17 floors above one of the busiest neighborhoods in Boston. And you have beehives.
Sure do, Roger. We've got 4 honeybee hives on this roof.
Well, seeing these bees flying around all over the place, I'd be a little worried about getting stung.
It's understandable, but these honeybees are not aggressive. They're one out of about 20,000 different species of bees. Sometimes people even think about wasps and hornets as bees, and those are aggressive. These are pretty docile and safe for the city. They do have stingers, but they die when they sting, so they're not particularly motivated to do it.
Now, I know that bees need flowers and pollen in order to make honey and nectar. It's all asphalt and tar around here. What do they do for food?
You know, in the city, there's a surprising number of flowers here. The bees can actually travel to the flowering trees here in Boston Common. They can also go to community gardens. We've got several rooftop gardens around the area, too. Absolutely. Weeds that'll pop through the sidewalk cracks. There's a lot of flowers in the city. And in the city, too, we found that bees are producing more honey than outside of the city. It's pretty amazing.
Now, I know they're essential to help us pollinate fruits and vegetables.
That's right. These honeybees alone will pollinate over 100 different fruit and vegetable crops that we eat. By doing so, they're contributing over $15 billion a year just to the U.S. economy alone.
And honey.
And honey. They make honey, and they're making the beeswax, too, which can make many other products.
Now, this hive has 4 boxes, and this one over here is a single box. What's going on with this one?
Well, Roger, this hive we started in the springtime, so we have about 10,000 bees here. But in this hive, we started last year and overwintered successfully, and they've got maybe up to 80,000 bees. Why don't we take a look in here to see what's going on? I just want to make sure that the queen has been accepted, because to start a new hive, we're matching an unrelated queen to unrelated worker bees. We want to see that she's released from her cage and that she's laying eggs.
So you're saying there's only 1 queen per hive?
That's right, only 1 queen per beehive, and that queen will lay maybe 1,000 eggs a day. Compared to the worker bees, there's tens of thousands of those that'll go to the flowers to come back and oh, right here she is. Do you see her?
So how do you tell which one's the queen?
Well, the queen bee is the longer one.
She's bigger.
The shorter worker bees. So we want to make sure to find her and that she's accepted by all of these bees and that she's laying eggs and healthy. Great. So this hive is looking wonderful. just like we'd expect.
Well, it's very interesting, Noah. We've been getting a lot of emails from homeowners who want to set up their own hive. And I was wondering if you would come and give me a hand.
Absolutely. Let's just close up this hive and get going.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Now, you contact us regarding putting in a beehive.
I did indeed. Yeah, we have a great vegetable garden over there, and we want to have our own fresh local honey.
Well, that's a good thing because I've
All right.
on
I'm tired. Go to bed.
Nice to meet you.
What do you look for when you come to a shop, Noah?
So some things we consider are the natural habitat of honeybees. They live in holes and trees, and they don't always have the luxury of picking where they
Good thing we ate McDonald's.
Here we have protection from wind. That's always a good thing. We've got a great embankment that helps the wind go right up and over the hive. Same thing with the trees, blocking the wind from the
I heard this. I could use this for a kitchen.
Here, that's something we can think about. So they'll get the sun for the most of the day. That's a good thing.
So you're suggesting a hive right up against the fence?
Yeah, the fence will add extra protection as well. So I like this spot. It's good.
Yeah, how do you think of that?
Uh-oh.
I think it sounds great.
Oh, I have to plug in my phone and stuff. Okay. We're going to sleep now.
Here's a block. Here, let's put these cinder blocks with one side on the brick.
All right, good night, Rosie.